Top 5 underrated fragrances for the spring. Let's talk about that. Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. And today we're going to be going over my top 5 most underrated fragrances for the spring, niche, and designer. So if you would, go ahead and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the like button and make sure you got notifications turned on. That way you're notified every time we upload that sweet smelling fragrance related content. All right, so I'm going to give you my top 5 underrated fragrances for the spring. These are all great fragrances. They'll probably all would work on into the summer as well. None of these are going to get too cloying in the heat. But anyways, I'm going to start off with a designer here. I think I've got 3 designer and 2 niche, or maybe one of the designers, maybe one of the niche is more of a designer, but it's just not one that is widely known around here. But we'll start off with, from the house of Bulgari. This is Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. This is a 2019 fragrance by Alberto Marias, who is one of the best perfumers in the world. And this fragrance comes across very bright. It's got that neroli note, which is a very popular floral note for men's fragrances. It has some orange blossom in there as well, and so it kind of gives the bergamot a little bit of an orange flavor to the citrus. The atomizers on these are built in, and they're decent, but it just has a very nice citrusy, floral, creamy, woody feel to it. A lot of white musk, ambergris. There's leather listed. It's a very soft, supple leather. So that is a very nice fragrance. If you can get your hands on it, if you're wanting a non-harsh but still nice woody fragrance. Number 4 is going to be the one that I think that fragrance was probably inspired the most by, and that's from Dunhill, and this is Icon. And I have been featuring this fragrance a lot in my videos lately. Again, these 2 fragrances are very similar. You probably don't need both of them unless you just want them both. This one has a little more bite to it. This is a 2015 release. Carlos Benaim, or Benaim, is the perfumer there. The absolute outstanding bottle. It's a heavy glass with a metal diamond plate or diamond textured wrap. The cap is super heavy, clicks into place. But the fragrance here it's like wood neroli with more of a green edge and more of a heavier bite. So if you was going to pick between these 2, if you're wanting more one that's a little more soft and subtle, I would go with this one. A little more aggressive and masculine, I would go with this one. But again, these 2 do smell very similar, I think, with this one being 4 years its predecessor, that it was probably the one that was based on though. This does have some nice pepper to kind of spice it up in the top and the mid. This one is more aromatic as well. You've got lavender, you've got sage, you've got a nice juniper and a lovely cardamom note there. So a little more spicy, a little more aromatic and herbally. Again, a lot of the same notes in the base, leather, ambers. This one has a vetiver. This is a kind of a vetiver fragrance without being a vetiver fragrance. But that's a great one. It's overlooked a lot. I don't know why. Again, you know me, I kind of like the originals in the lines and things of that nature. And that is definitely a good one. All right, number 3 on the list, we're going to go to a niche fragrance here. This is from the house of Aaron Terrence Hughes, and it is Neon. So Neon was one of the first fragrances from Aaron that was marketed more as a mass appealing fragrance. This smells so good. It has a lot of citrus on the top. There's grapefruit, there's bergamot, there's lemon, there's mandarin orange. It's sweet, it's juicy. It's a little green and rindy as well. It has loads of ambroxan. It's kind of an ambroxan bomb type fragrance. There's probably a lot of isoe super, although it's not mentioned. It's just kind of got dry woods mentioned as a note, but there's a nice kind of dry, woody, ambroxany type feel to the woods. But there is also creaminess. There's white musk and sandalwood listed. It's a really good smelling fragrance, and if you're wanting to try something from ATH, but something that is a little safer, this one is fantastic and just works great in the spring and the summertime. All right, number 2 on the list, another one that I don't know if this house is considered designer or niche, but it's from Michael Malloy, London. And this is one of the Gent Scents fragrances, and it is Terra Nova. Terra Nova. So Terra Nova is kind of, if you watch Gent Scents, you know that Ashton really likes Terre de Hermes. And this is his Terre de Hermes inspired fragrance. What a great atomizer on that. And so you get, with this one though, instead of having that dirty orange note, it's replaced with a nice bright bergamot and lemon leaf. So there's a little bit of a green citrusy edge to it. So the floral note here is not neroli. It is lotus and violet. And the violet kind of works a little bit like it almost has a subtle petrol edge to it, a la Dior Fahrenheit, but it's not anything as strong and in your face as that. So if you don't like the gasoline vibe, I don't think you're really going to pick up on it. It's not going to bother you. There is ambroxan in this as well, sandalwood, patchouli, tonka. So just to me, it's more of kind of a mix of Terre de Hermes with, and I thought of this earlier, it's slipping my mind now, but if you just kind of took it and sweetened it up and put a more modern touch on it, that's what you get here. So this is a great, this is a good signature scent. You could wear this year round, but it works really good in the spring and summer too. All right, and the last one is another one that the house, you can, people say, is it niche? Is it designer? Well, they make makeup, and so although they're not a clothing designer, they do make other products. So it's from the house of Guerlain, and this is Guerlain Homme L'Eau Boissée. And I hate to put it on the list, and especially number 1, because really good atomizers there, because I think it's discontinued. They're not showing it on their websites right now, and it's hard to find at discounters too. But it smells so good. I'm hoping that they will repackage it and bring it back. If you can't find it, go ahead and buy Guerlain Homme. What this one has that Homme doesn't have, it has a pronounced lime note, and it has a booziness to it. But the rum note doesn't come across dark and boozy. It comes across more like a lighter boozy note, like gin or something like that. It smells like a beautiful, lush green grass. Kind of, you're standing in the garden, there's some mint, and you've got a nice cocktail in your hand, and just kind of soaking in the warm summer day or the warm spring day. White musks, vetiver woods. It is just absolutely a 10 out of 10 fragrance. Again, I hope they bring this back. If you can find it, go ahead and pick it up. 2012 was the release year. Terry Wasser was the perfumer. I'm hoping, Guerlain, if you're listening, bring this one back. All right, that's my list. If you would, make sure you like and share the video. Let me know your underrated spring fragrances. Until we see you down the road, I'd say God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.